Hi there. Come on in. I'm Fred Trost, and here we're on the eve of deer season 1982. We're up on the east side of the state, up at the Dry Hole Club, Vic Werp's place. Vic, you've had this open to hunters for about 3 years now. They can come up and hunt.
That's correct.
Okay, and you have a, I don't know, I guess it's a pretty good-looking crew of deer hunters. What do you think?
Well, not bad. Beards aren't bad.
Well, we're here anticipating the opening of deer season 1982, and you know, deer season means an awful lot to a lot of people in the North Country, to Vic, to these hunters, to the businesses up here. And how many white-tailed deer have you got?
Well, I've hunted Canada and Idaho and Wyoming and Colorado, and been coming up to hunting in northern Michigan for 11 years, and I still haven't shot a white-tailed deer. You know, I think that out of all the deer family and all the big game hunting in Michigan, that whitetail is probably the hardest and most elusive of the game animals to hunt.
Rod is not telling you one thing.
What's that?
He goes out there and he goes to sleep. And that's the gospel truth. Last year he was caught down in here in the card blind, and we call the card blind down the par line. He's laying back there just a snooze. It's about 6.
Okay, we got room for a couple more on here, Ed?
Yeah, put them on. You got room.
Time for the rare ones. Okay. Boy, this looks good.
I don't know who this is.
Don't,
more exciting, tracking snow or fresh steaks.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you how hungry I was, but you'd have to edit that, too.
Boy, this looks good.
Quite a few years since we've had a snowfall on opening day.
Well, I hope it holds up.
Well, it's going to stay. I mean, most of your shooting is going to be first thing in the morning. It's not going to be off the ground until, if the sun comes up, it'll be there all day. If it doesn't come up, rather, if it stays overcast, we'll have snow all through tomorrow.
That'd be nice.
What time are we going on in the morning?
We'll be in the blind at 6:30.
Okay, great.
Is that any good?
terrific. Absolutely delicious.
What does it taste like?
Meat. Like rare steak. It's not venison.
Well, this is the last time you're going to get any venison or any beef. You know?
That we know. We know. Tomorrow we have what they call stump cow.
Stump cow?
Stump cow.
Who's going to get the first stump cow?
Well, who's going to get out there early in the morning? Are you getting up at 5 o'clock?
I'll be up at 5 o'clock.
With me?
Sure.
Okay. At 5 o'clock we get up, we have a quick breakfast, and out by 6.
Okay.
I mean, sitting down in the blind by 6.
You're getting serious, aren't you?
Oh, yes, very serious about it. That's the only way you get a buck.
Oh, yeah?
That's the only way you're going to get a buck.
Well, that leaves an hour sitting in the blind in the dark.
That's right. 1 hour of quiet and still, and you listen for the birds, and then you listen for that buck coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jack put mine down through there early last year. About 7:30.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you get out there at 7 then if it came through at 7:30?
There you go. You going to hunt with me in the morning? You got to come early.
It's just a question.
You got to come. You got to get out there early and sit down and be quiet. Don't move around.
Well,
If I see you coming down through there about 7 o'clock, 7:30, you better turn and go the other way.
Okay.
That's the first deer that's come in here to the blind. It's about 7:15 now, and that it's a little doe about, I'd say 75 yards away. She's just come up here. Well, we've had daylight about 15 minutes, so it's a good thing we got out here early. Of course, there's no bucks. Oh, I wish that had antlers. Oh, there's one moving behind it. There's one back there. I can't get my scope on it. I wonder if that could be a buck, the way it's holding its head down. Maybe it'll swing around and try to come after that doe. Oh, we just had some problem there with the camera. It made a little noise in the blind. She's a little bit spooked. Oh, she's stomping. Look at that, how she stomps her foot. Now, she's a little doe, probably born this past spring, I'd say. She knows something's wrong, but the wind is blowing from her to us here in the blind. But we evidently made some noise that bothered her. She can't smell us. If she could smell us, she'd be gone. But she's a little bothered. Oh, here comes that one again. I think it's the same one. maybe this is a buck. Maybe he's swinging around. This is exciting. About, maybe 20 minutes after the sun come up, here we are, opening day, Alcona County. 2 deer right by the blind. Is that a buck? Okay, I'm going to scope it. I'm going to put my scope up. Oh, looks like a doe. Yeah, it's a doe. Uh-oh, that little one is getting a bit irritated or concerned. Look at how she flares the hair on her rump. Not just her tail, but on her rump. That's what does will often do. You won't find a buck do that. A buck would sneak off. But that little doe, I tell you, this is a thrill. This is what deer hunting is all about.
This is a buck, the only buck we got. Russ got this buck. And Russ, you're the guy who said last night you didn't care if you got a deer or not.
That's true.
That's
true.
The rest
And my
of us
day started off kind of lousy, too.
start off kind of lousy.
You know?
Now, hold it here. I remember you said...
Wait a minute. He got a ride to his blind in a Cadillac.
He was the last one out, too.
In a Cadillac, late in the morning.
He took the worst blind.
Okay, this man got the worst blind. You got up the latest. While we had all left, you were rummaging around in your pajamas looking for some oatmeal.
Right.
You were in our last trophy report with your trophy buck, the 7-point. And I got to admit, following in your footsteps is about the best move I ever made. You know that?
Well, thank you, Fred.
Would you recommend what you did to get this buck to anybody else?
I would recommend it to everybody.
Get up late, mosey in the woods.
Late.
Everything late. Well, here's what I got for being late this morning.
Opening day has a mystique to it, different than any other time of the season between the 15th and the end of the month. Opening day, nobody else has been out there yet this year and been shooting at the deer and got them moving. It's sort of that one little edge that you really need to hunt whitetail.
Jay?
Well, my reasons are all of the above, more or less, but I'm not absolutely sure whether I want to shoot a deer or not. I've had some opportunities in years past, and I'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think they're a beautiful animal, and I don't know. I've shot a couple deer, so I know what it's like. And I'll just have to wait and see what happens.
What do you think will make the difference?
I would like to have a big rack. Not that I'm, just a trophy hunter. I like to eat deer too, but I don't even know whether I'll shoot one of them or not. I'm just gonna have to play it by ear, when it happens.
But it doesn't make any difference to you. When somebody says, "Do you have a successful hunt?" What do you say?
If I don't get hurt or something in the woods, I've had a successful hunt.